films of the French New Wave were experimental in every sense of the term. Many of the director's techniques in all parts of the filmmaking process were unheard of before. Rather than having a solid script, a shot list, a storyboard, or anything one would usually prepare in pre-production, lots of these films wouldn't even have a completed script, or, in some cases, a script at all, leading to a very natural and improvised feeling. The filmmakers rejected the use of grand studio sets, preferring to shoot everything on location for realism. But for the most part, these films weren't exactly striving for realism. Until this movement, films were always edited in classical linear continuity, in which everything happens in order and is kept consistent between shots in order to keep the illusion of the film's events alive. The only exceptions to this rule tended to be flashbacks or dream sequences, but even those are still trying to imitate something that makes sense to us because we experience them in real life. The French New Wave was all about breaking this rule, and therefore shattering the illusion of realism, reminding you that what you're watching is indeed a film. To achieve this, the filmmakers used previously frowned upon and previously non-existent techniques, such as jump cuts, freeze frames, and the breaking of the fourth wall. Characters in these films would constantly look into the camera and talk to it. Scenes would be shot and edited in ways you would never naturally imagine them to be. For example, imagine how you would typically see someone being shot and killed in a film. You probably thought of something like this, made long before the French New Wave.
Joe!
All of the choices made for this scene help add to the clarity and the suspense of what is going on, as well as to the power of the gunshots. In a French New Wave film, though, this is how a director might choose to shoot and edit it.
Ne bouge pas ou je te brûle.
Why did they do this, though? Basically, it was just to be different. The French New Wave filmmakers saw film as an art form, one for which the director was the key artist, the author, the auteur. It was the director's medium for expression of a message, but all the films they saw coming out at the time were pretty much expressing their director's messages in the exact same way as each other. The innovative filmmakers of the French New Wave went constantly out of their way to experiment with film in every way they could imagine in order to show that films didn't have to be made in one set way, that as long as it helped communicate the director's message, anything could happen in any way.